Hello everyone and welcome. It's Coffee with Ceri.
Hi guys, coffee time again. Okay, for those who've not seen this before, this is just me raising a topic, having a little 10-15 minute conversation about it from my view of how I've seen it in the world, whether it's from social media, television, film, word on the street, just basically a layman's view of something. My aim is not to offend anyone, and if you don't like the topic or you don't like the subject or you don't like the delivery, then please just move on to another video. I mean, there's plenty of them out there. However, today's topic is littering. Littering, rubbish. It's just, I was raised to always take my rubbish home with me, or my trash if you're in America, and you put it into a bin when you got home, or if you were passing a trash can or a bin on the way home, put it in there. I am continually appalled at how much rubbish or trash or litter is blowing around the streets. I drive a lot for my work, and when I drive up the motorways here in Britain, the verges of the motorway are just littered with so much stuff. And sometimes I'm like, how did that even get there in the first place? Packaging, there's even been furniture, shopping trolleys, bottles, cans, litter, paper, the stuff you see on the side of the roads. And when you walk around the streets, the stuff that's on the pavement. What is wrong with us that we actually have to just pick something up, screw it, and just drop it on the floor? Would you do it in your own home? Hell no, you wouldn't. Well, I would hope you wouldn't. One of the things that really annoys me too is I have been sat in my car in a line of traffic at the signal or the traffic lights, and I have seen people open their window and just empty their ashtray onto the street or just throwing stuff out. It beggars understanding, it really does. Why do you do that? Why do you just throw stuff? I've walked along the street and I've seen someone come out and they've taken a sweet wrapper or a cigarette wrapper. They've taken the chocolate bar out of the packet. They've taken cigarettes out of the foil, and not the foil film, and just dropped it on the floor. Is that the way we should be doing it? I don't think so. And where have we learned that from? Because my parents would never have done that. So does that mean that we're not setting a good enough example for children? Is it okay to just litter or throw things? I mean, I don't know, because I'm obviously situated in Great Britain. Fly tipping is a really big problem here. And fly tipping, how do I explain fly tipping? Say you've got something that you don't want, maybe a chair, a sofa, you've cleaned the back garden out, you've got loads of bags. You'll drive somewhere, find a quiet spot and just dump it. Instead of actually going to the local council tip or phoning up the council and going, I've got a sofa that needs collecting. Yes, they charge you a minimal fee, but I want to say it's something like 15 or 20 pounds, and they will come to your house on the designated day. You have to have the 3-seater sofa outside. I think you can have up to 3 pieces for that amount of money, and they will collect it and dispose of it. But we just litter. I just don't get it. I do not understand why we can't deal with it. There are systems and infrastructure within our society for collecting refuse, trash, litter, whatever you want to call it. We have systems in place. All you need to do is you just sort of kind of obey the rules. Like here in Cardiff, where I live, we have a small bin that takes disposable bags of food waste. We don't have a lot of food waste. I cook and I don't. Any scraps that leftovers you get turned into another meal. We have a green bag which is recycling, which is glass, plastics, paper. I think tin cans are going to go in there as well. Then we have a white bag which is landfill, which is basically anything that can't be recycled. Then we have white canvas sacks with handles and a cap over the top, and those are actually for garden waste. So they all have different collection times. They try to, the garden waste is collected once a month, the landfill is collected every other week, the food waste is collected every week, the recycling is collected every week. We also have, and I don't use these, but I know they exist, we have yellow bags for things like babies' disposable nappies or diapers. There are, I believe they're red bags for anything like medical waste. The public doesn't normally have those, obviously, but I think dentists, doctors, and veterinary surgeons, possibly healthcare workers. I'm verging on the unknown here, so that's another one. So there's this infrastructure there. I mean, seriously. So the hardship I'm going to suffer is my garden waste. I've got to wait for a month to actually put it back out again. What do? I do my gardening the week of the waste going out, so that nature is taking care of itself, and I just end up cutting it down and putting it in a bag, and out it goes that week. I just don't get the littering, guys. I do not get the littering. And I do know there are certain wonderful people out there. I mean, I know a couple of them who, if they're walking somewhere, they always have a carrier bag with them. And if they see trash that they're okay to pick up, they will collect trash as they go on a walk around the park or something. And they will then put it in the correct bin or receptacle at the end of it. It's like most of the grocery stores or supermarkets, usually the bigger ones, will have collecting areas. Like there'll be almost like a giant skip with doors on them, and that's where you can recycle shoes, you can recycle electronics, you can put blankets and clothing into these, and then the body that deals with them collects those. So there's such an infrastructure in this country for dealing with it. And where I used to live in America, I know there's an infrastructure there as well. Now, I don't know with some of the third world countries whether that's there, but we are ultimately responsible for what we do with our trash. We have a big movement, and have for a long time, of people going, we need to save the planet. Good, I totally agree. We need to save our environment. Absolutely. Our oceans are not a dumping ground. Our nature is not somewhere you can just go and throw something. Oh, it's fine. It'll rot down eventually. Do you know how long it takes to rot down a plastic bag? We're not talking weeks and months. We're talking years and years and years and years. And if everyone's doing the same thing before now, there will be nowhere that wildlife can feel safe. And we are impacting not only ourselves, but every living thing on the planet by our actions. So, you know, I'm a driver. I have a car. In between my seat and the passenger seat is a little well for putting my cups if I want to drink a coffee, or if I want a water bottle. I've got two of those areas in between my seats. One of them has a little bag in it, and that's where I put my trash. And then if I call in at a service station or a fuel station, or if I stop somewhere where I know there's a bin, I will take that little bag and empty it in the bigger trash can. I've just got into that practice. That's what I do. There's no need to be dumping it. If you've bought a chocolate bar and you eat the chocolate, you know the wrapper's only small. Scrunch it up, put it in your pocket. When you get home, drop it in the trash at your home. Okay? I do think some of the onus of this, however, has to lie with the government and the councils who are dealing with the areas. Because I can walk into, let's see, 10-minute walk, I'm in the centre of Cardiff, like city centre. I'm at the castle, big city centre. Walking there from my house, I probably pass one council trash bin. And usually that bin is filled to overflowing because it's not been emptied regularly enough. We criticise dog walkers and people who own dogs for not dealing with the dog mess. I can guarantee, because my sister runs a dog boarding business here, and I've been out on walks with her, the dog people, a lot of the time, pick it up in their bags. They tie the bags off, but when they go to deposit in the bag bin for animal waste, it's usually so full you can't put it in, so they tend to perch them on top. And of course, with the wind and everything, they get blown around. I think the councils or the governing bodies of the areas in which we live need to focus more about putting trash cans and litter bins of a good enough size more frequently around, and they need to get into the regime of cleaning them out more often. Because I'm not saying I'm not saying because of the lack of those things, it gives us the right to actually drop litter. It doesn't. But in there lies a problem, because if you've got a litter bin that's open topped, because a lot of them are, and it's full to the brim of trash on a windy day, guess where that trash is going? It's blowing around the park, it's blowing into the pond, it's choking the swans and the ducks, it's getting caught up in the undergrowth, it's blowing across the roads. So you know what, we're not the only ones, but I think all of us need to buckle down and own the trash that we're so willingly buying that wraps our products, and just recycle it. Put it in the right receptacle. Let the system that is set up do what the system needs to do. Okay? Sorry, I'm a bit passionate about that one. I don't throw litter. I don't, if I've dropped anything, it's unknowingly. I did lose a disposable mask the other day. I had it in my hand, and 10 minutes later I didn't have it in my hand. I don't know where it went. I've got a feeling either the elastic snapped or I changed hands with something and it must have dropped off my hand. But seriously, everything goes home with me or goes to a place where I know there is a trash can. So please start taking your litter home. Be a little more conscious of our environment. It's our planet. It's our home. If we make it look a mess, it's going to become a mess. And the moment it becomes messy, then there's things like, oh God, food waste goes off, and then things get dangerous. And a little one can be running through a park, and because someone's dropped a bottle of wine on the pavement, they could be stepping on glass. You could find your favourite dog, well, not just favourite, a dog, an animal could be injured because we've been negligent. So anyway, a bit of that. I'm a bit passionate about that one. So hopefully I haven't been too pushy on it, but you get the idea, guys. We can do this. We just need to look after and own our own stuff. And I'm not saying go up to the person who's littering and go, what do you think you're doing? Don't be confrontational about it. Do your bit. Maybe by example, someone will go, oh, they didn't throw that, they just put it in their pocket. Yeah, maybe I'm living in a little unicorn sugar-coated world. But you know what? By example, maybe the next generation will be less litter buggish. So take care, guys. Until next time. Bye-bye now.